Hi, how you doing? How y'all been? Been good? Been good? So, this Tifa week. I'm gonna be coming for some things that I'm sure somebody do. I'm sure someone does this. It could be you that does this. You could have had a moment where you did this. And if you did, let's talk about it. Okay? Hi y'all, hi my loves. We're back again for part 2 of Toxic Humility. And I think I'll probably do more of these like this because I think in the past I would bring up issues. Yes, I would give some solutions, but I really want to make sure that we give a little break in between because sometimes I don't want you to binge on these. I want you to, but I don't want you to binge on these. I want it to be like, take a second, think about it, breathe, write about it, journal it, have conversations, discussions about it. Really evaluate thyself, know thyself, be in one with thyself. This is really is about reflecting, mirror moment. So with that being said, we are back for part 2 because I'm going to help you get through your toxic humility. I'm not going to just tell you got it or you've done it and not give you tips and tricks on getting over it. Okay? I feel like that would just be incomplete and rude of me. Who likes just being told that they got problems and no solutions for them? Who likes that? I mean, yes, constructive criticism is good, but dang, sometimes we're just like, okay, thank you for telling me the problem, but give me an answer or solution. Tell me how to fix it. So I'm gonna tell you how to fix it. Okay, we're gonna talk about fixing it. That's what we're gonna do. But with that being said, if you like it and you love it and you want more of it, this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know when your girl is back on. And without further ado, let's get to it. So let's start with a little reflection moment. If y'all want to pull out some notes and journal with while I'm talking about this, then do so. You can kind of like, oh, let's jot some things down while we're listening because that might help us really self-reflect. However you need to do it. Just a suggestion. However you need to do it. Anyway, let's identify the roots first. We really want to identify the roots of toxic humility. Because if you find yourself being held back, if you find yourself not having this, like, you want to go for it, but this urge or something feels like it's jerking you back, even if it's your own self, or if there's a wall you keep running into, whether it's self-doubt, whether it's self-esteem, whether it's because it's out of habit because you've been trained to do so, doesn't matter the reason. We're in the season of healing and getting over things. We're not necessarily, we now know that it's there, it exists, it's a thing, but now we're in this moment where like we're gonna fix it because we are beautiful as human beings. We don't have to continue to be as we were set. We do get to revamp and re-be something new as often as we want to. That's a beautiful thing in our makeup and our genetic system and how we can rewire ourselves. I think there was this thing that I was listening to that says our cells renew themselves. I forgot how the time frame, but you're not going to be the same person, even like cellular level. You're not the same person you were like 2 years ago because your cells often regenerate. So you have new cells. There's new parts of you that's there that wasn't there 2 years ago or however long it may have been. Same thing with our brain. Our brain is very complex, and it is better than the best supercomputer out there. Our brains are amazing, and we can renew our brains just as much. We can put in new thought patterns, new systems, new belief systems, everything. We can enter new data in all the time and become a whole different program. That is why you can look at somebody who was maybe in the slums and the ghettos, living in poverty, and then all of a sudden they're on the top of the top of the top, and they're running the world. They're running Fortune 500 companies. They're doing seminars and let other people know how to do the same thing. It's because we can reinvent ourselves, and that's a beautiful thing that we can do. So done with that tangent. Okay. But in the spirit of reinventing, you want to definitely identify the roots of where it came in at. So this is the part that's sometimes hard for some people. This is the part where you really have to look at yourself honestly. I say this often. I've often kind of just bypassed, oh, but you have to be someone who's self-aware. But let's be completely honest. There's so many people who say they're self-aware and really are not. Again, I'm not going to do that in this tea for the week. We can do a separate one for that one. But you really have to look at yourself, and we can look at these core areas that it could have entered in at, and these are like our belief systems. I'll break it down to four core areas. So it's either going to be through family. Let's start here with the singer. It could be through family, through culture, through religion, or through personal experience. Okay, those are usually what it's going to stem from. Through family, it could be, think about maybe some teachings or your interactions with a parent or a significant person in your life who's like family to you. If it's through culture, think about, there are certain cultures, and I can say for here in America, our culture is more individual. Like, it's about the individual. It's about the individual. Yes, the collective, but the individuals in the collective. and more African and Eastern cultures, this is more about the collective. And then it's like individuals is last, but collective is first. And so it's kind of opposite cultures. But so that's something you can look at, is like, how did my culture influence this behavior that I'm displaying? That, and like, again, it's only bad if, because I don't want to make people think their culture is bad, but it's only bad if it stagnates you, if it hinders you from being the greatness you seek to be, the greatness that you can be if you didn't have these things in your way. Okay. Religion, again, if were you taught, you got to throw your stuff away. You're not existing. You don't exist. You don't ever exist, in the sense of, you can't be great here, you can't voice here, you can't do this, you can't stand out here, you can't shine there, for religious purposes. Again, I probably related more in that area. And then more personal experience, like I say, maybe you were bullied, maybe you had a moment where somebody made you feel bad for being great. And that's where these things can come from. um so you want to definitely make sure you are spotting these signs. Gotta make sure you're spotting the signs, okay? You want to recognize when the humility becomes self-sabotaging. That could be hard to recognize, so let me go ahead and give you a little bit more insight on that, okay? Downplaying your achievements, accepting mistreatment, or avoiding opportunities out of fear of appearing prideful. If any of these are an occurrence of when you dim your light, that's not healthy. Then, if like, it's not like if you're dimming your light because you're trying to stay safe, because you're in a dire situation where you got to dim your light so you can stay safe, that's different. If you're dimming your light because it's someone else's turn to shine, that's different. When you're dimming your light because you want to make sure that no one feels intimidated so that you can invite other opinions into the pot, out of a welcoming nature, not necessarily like, oh, I can't be great because it's going to be looked at as bad. It's like, no, let me digress. I can let someone else step in and be like, what else is out there, those are good ways to dim your light. These are good reasons you can dim your light for, and these are all for a moment. These are never like a permanent way of being. So when you find that you're doing it for these reasons I stated, downplaying your achievements, accepting mistreatment, avoiding opportunities, fear of appearing prideful, then that may be something. No, it's probably most likely something that you get the opportunity to explore, to deal with. Yeah. And you really got to be more focused on your growth and being in growth mindset, being focused on your higher self, being focused on, I call it the God light. But by embodying that. And if you're in growth mindset, then you want to reframe your outlook, your perspective of humility. You want to view it as a strength and balance rather than self erasure. So, like I said, if you're at a board meeting and you're usually the one who's putting in all the insight on how to grow the company, how to do this, how to be great, and the next thing. And then it's like, yeah, you have great ideas, but you realize that you really want to hear the ideas of others as well too, because who knows? There's other greatness in the room, you know? So then if you step back and dim your light or you put a lampshade on yourself to be like, hey, I want, yes, I normally speak up, and yes, I'm the one who's usually presenting ideas, but I really want to give this opportunity to the rest. That's a perfectly fine time to do so. Because you never know what greatness can come from that. Um, Again, if you're someone, I know celebrities can sometimes do that. They'll like, I don't want to show up to blah blah blah's event, or they'll like, wear like glasses or a hat, or like really try to tone themselves down if they're going to like somebody else's wedding, somebody else's recital, to support them because they want to be there, but at the same time they don't want to steal their shine. That's a moment to tone down your light, your and be in humility without being toxic. There are moments, there's a season, there's a time, there's a place to tone down, lampshade yourself, put yourself behind a closed door so that you can give to to kind of make your light a little bit more dim so that it doesn't overshadow anyone else's. But still being confident in yours, and it's still being embracing yours without erasing yourself. Because the moment you start erasing yourself, making yourself small and insignificant, that's when it becomes toxic. And hiding yourself is different. Like hiding yourself for various reasons of promoting others, to give them that moment of to love on them. Hiding yourself out of love is different than hiding yourself for reasons that are not supporting love. You want to also make sure you're celebrating yourself. Celebrate your win. Celebrate you. You are worth celebrating. It's a miracle that you are here. You are a gift to this world. You are. You have to see yourself. I've said this before. You have to see yourself as a gift to this world. Everybody who's been born to this world started out, whether now you did what you did with your life, okay, but we all are, if we choose to be and live in our light, live in the how we were created to be, because we were so beautiful how we were created. Someone, the creator, took time with us, each and every one of us, to make us amazing, to make us great, to make us beautiful. It's almost hard to put into words the capabilities of us as just as individuals, as people, as a collective. It's almost the beauty that we are. It is not worth ignoring. It is almost a slap in the face to ignore it, to downplay it. To downplay yourself is a slap in your face to those who put in time and effort in raising you, who poured into you love, like genuinely wants the best for you and wants to raise you to be all that you can be. That's a slap in their face. It's a slap in the face for your creator. I know some people don't believe that there's a creator, so if you don't, I'm just not me forcing my beliefs on you. But it's a slap in the face to the creator. It's like, imagine, and any parent, especially mothers, could get this one. When you're forming that little one in you, it's like your hopes and your dreams for this little one, how you want to love on them, how you just want to see them flourish and thrive and be the best they can be all that they can be. It is like when you're a good parent and when a good mother or good, like fathers who do this too though. But when you're a good parent, you're thinking about these things. And when that child comes back and it's like, oh, I'm not this or I'm this, and it's like it breaks your heart too, because you're like, do you not know how much I pour into you because I see how amazing you are? I see how great you are. And for you to downplay yourself, for you to not see that, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And I don't want to cry. Mm. To see people berate themselves, hurt themselves, tell themselves they're not worth it. That is the most heartbreaking thing. Mm. Because if you knew who you are, whose you are, how you are, the intent that went in the formation of you, you would never think twice about thinking any less of yourself. Mm. You would never. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare. If you knew how beautiful and wonderful and miraculously made you were, you would never, ever even let that thought take root in your mind or in your heart. I wasn't trying to go that far deep into it, but when spirit speaks, it speaks, and I gotta talk. But I want to give a little bit more insight on how to heal it. Okay? So, with that being said, you want to make sure you practice acknowledging your accomplishments openly, confidently, without guilt. And some people, this may be because it's not a habit for you, because it's something that's so completely not ingrained in you. It might be something like a chant, a mantra, a thing you have to put into intentional practice of I am great, I am amazing. This thing that I do it well. And if every time I do it, if it's not well, I know how to make it even better because I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna do the diligence. I'm gonna do anything I need to do to make it the best. It's gonna be amongst the best. It is amongst the best. I am amazing. I am wonderful. It's like when you feed yourself and you keep telling yourself this thing, you say it until it becomes reality. Yes, you have to have a little delusionalism and you call those things that be not as though they are. And yes, you're going to have to keep practicing this thing until it becomes a way of being. To you have to plant it like a seed into you so that it comes into your mind. Because sometimes our mind doesn't necessarily agree all the time with what this is saying, but this is powerful. This is very powerful. And honestly, if you put yourself in this position, the way you do it, okay? And I normally I'll do this separately or make this separate cuz but this one I'm going to put in here. But I do have like meditations that in practices of how to do these and I'll be putting them in a little bit more tea for the weeks and sometimes I'll make it more like membership content eventually because there is a practice to all these tea for the weeks for the most part and how to put it into practice. Okay. But I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give this one. Sometimes it might have to be when you say things, when you're trying to call those things that be not as though they are, when you're trying to make something and trying to manifest something to make it reality. Because everything is in here. Our reality is here. This is our reality. The way we perceive things becomes our reality. Our perception is powerful. So if you want to perceive yourself as somebody who's not holding themselves back, if you want to be that great person that you know in your heart that you are somewhere deep inside your heart, or sometimes when we lost that great person inside of ourselves, to bring them back to the surface, to get them buried from all that gunk, we got to bring them back to the surface again. And here's a practice. When you say this, you can't just simply say, I am this, I am that. Sometimes it's harder for some people. Some people can say it and they're just like, I am this, I am that. And they'll say it in repetitiveness and eventually it comes. But some people, it could be a little bit harder for. So I'm going to give you a little tips if it's a little bit harder for you. I am amazing at enter it here. I excel at enter it here. I have the right to shine in my own light. The divinity that's within me, the greatness that is within me, I have the right to let it shine. It is my duty. It is my as the candle for that light that's in me, that thing that's in me, as the candle who's the bearer of that flame, it is my duty to make sure I bring that thing to the surface to shine. It is my purpose, because if it's a gift that I've been given, a talent that I have, a knowledge that I know, to make it shine and be that gift for humanity in that way. And when you say that, see yourself doing it. See yourself being that thing, sharing that knowledge, delivering that gift in a golden package to the world. Close your eyes and envision that. See yourself doing that. Mental imaging is powerful. When you say it, put your mind in a place, daydream it, where it's happening. And then when you see it in your mind, allow your heart to wrap itself around that vision that you're creating in your mind. Let your feelings and your heart wrap itself around and hug it, embrace it. So that means don't reject it. Let your emotions embrace that. Feel present in that mental image you're creating in your mind. Feel present in it. So as you're seeing yourself wrap it in this gold gift, and now the gift is opening up like sparks and like gold glitter and shimmers, and it's imparting itself upon the droves of people that are out there who are going to be blessed by this gift, because you are allowing yourself to open the box and let the gifts that are within you to shine. And when you see that, see them smiling, feeling impacted in a positive way by the light that's within you, and embrace the emotions that come with that. You simply say, I thank that version of me that I am. Call it, Yema, I am. This is who I am. Envision yourself giving this gift. I am that person. I am that Kristeanna. I am this, enter your name here. I impart my gifts on others. Because if it blesses someone else's life, if it makes their light shine, it makes them feel happy, loved, cared for, seen, heard, understood. That is a gift. Inspired. It's a gift that you are required to share as a part of your duty on this earth, because we're all connected. Okay? I know that got deep. It got emotional and it got deep. I'm gonna bring it back to some points now. Okay. So let's talk about some practical strategies. Boundaries. I have not posted it yet, but I have a video that says boundaries are the keepsakes of relationships. And when I do have it posted, I want to say I want to put it here, but I gotta remember to come back and put it here. So if I don't remember to come back and put it here, but if I do remember, it's gonna be here. Okay. But boundaries are the keepsakes of relationships. Okay. Boundaries are to learn to say no. There is power in your no, because your no gives your yes. When you do say yes, it gives it more power. It gives it more respect. Your no gives a yes more respect. You want to say no without explaining yourself. You don't owe explanations. You do not owe explanations. Did you know that if you over explain yourself, that's a version of people pleasing? Yeah. Yeah. You don't owe explanations. You say no. Say no to protect your time and your energy. You can also say no to yourself every time you deny yourself. No, we're not going to deny ourselves this moment to shine. No, we're not. We are going to shine. We are going to be great. We are going to be all that we can be and meant to be and will ever be. We're going to be great in this moment. We're going to be bright in this moment. So protect yourself so that way you don't come back with regrets. You don't come back with, oh, I wish I could have, I wish I should have, self-sabotaging, beating yourself up. It eliminates that. Allow yourself to say yes to yourself when you're telling yourself no, that you will not shine. So give yourself a yes. And when other people try to tell you don't shine or this is not you, you say I will. You tell them no and you say give yourself a yes. Okay? The other one is voice your value. You want to make sure you are voicing your value, okay? You want to make sure there's something about reminding yourself. Give yourself something you think about, something you say, even if it's quiet in your mind, if it's in your heart that you say it, if you whisper it, that you're like, you got, like, whether it's like a you got this and see yourself doing it. Like I said, that exercise that I gave earlier with the golden package, imparting amongst others, envision it if you need to. Come up with something else that kind of has the same concept. Put that into your brain, into your heart space to make it work. So that way you are making sure that to yourself, you're reminding yourself that you have a voice that's valued. Now, when it comes to others, when you're voicing that self, like I said, there's power in your no, and it gives more value to your yes. And making sure you say yes to yourself when it comes to standing up, and no to others when they tell you to basically sit down. Okay. You want, and here's just some action steps you can take. Some journal prompts here. You want to journal about moments that you've prioritized humility over self-respect. I'm pretty sure almost everybody got a moment. I'm pretty sure everybody got a moment. Challenge the ideas that pride equals arrogance by embracing self-love. Okay? You challenge that idea. Identify at least one area in your life to step out boldly. Whether asking for a raise, taking credit for a project, pursuing something that you've hesitated on. That's a challenge. I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to shine. And shine bright, baby, shine bright when you do, okay? But with that being said, y'all have your challenges. You have your journal prompt. Going through it again, I'll put it right here. Journal prompt. Journal about moments you've prioritized humility, over self-respect. Okay? Here's a meditation prompt. Ready? Something to meditate on. Here we go. Challenge the idea that pride equals arrogance by embracing self-love. So putting in ways of embracing self-love. Meditate on self-love. That's a meditation prompt. And here is a challenge for you. Identifying at least one area in your life to step out boldly, whether it's asking for a raise, whatever you may do, shine bright, stand on the stage, asking to be lead singer. If you know you got a voice, or now you know you don't got a voice, don't ask to be lead singer, please, in choir. Please don't. Spare people's ears. Be the lead singer in your shower, not on the choir stage, okay? But you know, sing to God. God loves your voice. God will love your voice. Sing to your higher power. Don't sing to the people if you know you ain't got pipes, okay? Or the pipes that bring harmonizing sounds. If your pipes bring chaos, don't bring it to the stage, okay? But no, all fun and games though. But make sure that you challenge the challenge is to make sure you find a moment that you can shine in and shine bright in that moment. Do it with diligence and excellence. And if there's a moment that you can think of that you want to shine bright in, put it in the comments. I'm gonna be your cheerleader in it. I'm gonna be like, shine, baby, shine, shine. Hercules. But we're wrapping up here today. Hope these things help you. We, like I said, we last time we talked about identifying toxic humility. Hopefully, this helps you address it. With that being said, I love you. You know that already, but I love you all. My kind of design, designing your own kind of life, and never forget to dream. Until next time, bye bye.